Hello, welcome to lesson number 3 in understanding the language of love. Today we are flowing into the love language of receiving gifts. And to start off today's reading, we want to invite you to take some time for yourself to prepare to open up to receive the reading. And what I mean by that is we really want to acknowledge that each and every one of us came into this world with gifts. We have them inside of us already. There's nothing that we need to do to reach out externally in order to find them or to seek them out. So there's many different ways that one can come into these readings to receive information, to open yourself up to listening, to hearing, to feeling, to sensing. And I've shared with you for the last couple of lessons the way that I kind of set into the energy myself to prepare for the reading. But we also want to acknowledge that each and every one of you intuitively know the right way for yourself to settle into your space, to prepare the body and the mind to be open to receiving gifts. Gifts in the form of sharing time and energy with another, gifts in the form with receiving messages and inspiration to help you along your own spiritual path. So if you haven't already, I encourage you to pause this video and do whatever you intuitively feel is right for yourself in order to arrive in this space where you are calm, you're neutral, you are opened up and receptive to just seeing, what am I going to hear, receive, feel for myself during the course of this reading. Now I am going to go ahead and light the Palo Santo for myself, and I will offer some through the screen to those that would like to receive some as well. I also want to acknowledge that I stuck with the tradition of lighting the 4 candles behind me. That always represents to myself the pillars of strength, the acknowledgement of we are all supported on this path, this journey, and we can allow ourselves to feel the safety and security that we have all these guides around us. We have everything that we already need, and it's up to us to now open up into the energy to allow that to come in. We have the tendency to filter things in our minds, but that energy of support, of receiving is always there. So the more we learn how to relax, the more we go with the flow of just trusting, there's nothing special I need to do. It's more about arriving in this space, setting the intention to be open and receptive, letting the ego come down, letting the desire for any kind of expectation come down, and just opening up to an experience. It's a wonderful experience that I'm just going to embark upon. We're going to see what happens. We're going to feel our way through the energy, and we're going to allow whatever is in our highest good to then merge forward. I always keep that little tea light in front of me as well, because all we have to do is nurture our own flame. We're not responsible for nurturing anybody else's. You're not responsible for fixing, for saving, and you can take that pressure off of yourself. That also means that you're not responsible for receiving any more than you're able to take in at any given time. So releasing those expectations that sometimes we place upon ourselves to have to understand everything in a reading or have to figure out all of the wisdom right away. And instead just saying, I'm just going to allow myself to absorb, to listen, to feel, to hear, to see what resonates with me today. And that is all. That is all that is being asked of myself. So we have some very, very gentle, very calm energy that is kind of settling into this space for us today. This is love lesson number 3, and that is very much the mind, body, spirit connection. Our very first lesson was the words of affirmation. That was the mind. Then we worked into the quality of time. That is the body. Now today, the spirit is here to rise us up, and that is the purpose of this very gentle energy, very calm energy, saying, all you have to do is try. No expectations, no judgments, just allowing yourself to rise up to consider some possibilities for yourself, to be curious, to be open, and to be eager to receiving the gift of love. This is love language number 3. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to shuffle the cards today. Even though the voice, the energy is very gentle and very calm, what they have chosen for you today is the Archangel Power Tarot cards. Now, these have some very powerful energy, but what we are getting is the lion. Now, the lion is a representation of love. We also have Archangel Ariel standing on the front cover here of the box. Now, those energies together represent that beautiful roar from within you. Love can be very gentle, very beautiful, very kind, very nurturing. It can also be very forceful. It can be assertive, and that is love as well. Self-respect, self-dignity, knowing that you matter, being able to put up those boundaries. Those are all forms of love. So like anything that we step into, we acknowledge that there's a full spectrum of the feeling and of the experience. And we are here to bring forward in the message whatever it is that each and every one of us need to receive for our highest good as it relates to where we are on our journey. So this is another beautiful opportunity that you can know that you can come back and listen to these videos at any time whenever you are feeling drawn to needing to reaffirm another love language for you, or to explore it in more depth, or something has changed in your life and you are ready to go into another layer, another perspective, another opportunity. So I'm just shuffling through. I gave it 3 shuffles. And we're going to go ahead and, oh, the cards are just falling out. We're going to go ahead and let the cards do what they want to do today. And then we will dive into the reading. Okay. All right. It looks like we got our 7. Feels like everything is correctly in place for how they intend it. And they're just inviting us again to take some deep breaths. Bring yourself into this energy of neutrality. It is what it is. It's an open, receptive state of receiving, learning, experiencing. No judgment, no preconceived ideas, no expectations about having to give a gift or what quality of gift, or remembering gifts within yourself. It is really just breathing into that place of, I have arrived. Because each and every one of us arrived into this world as a gift. Your life, the magic of your creation, is the ultimate gift. So you already have all of that inside of you. You've already brought it into the world. Now we're all on a journey to remember the gifts within. So we're here to very gently peel back those layers, to dust off the shadowing, to dust off the conditioning, to dust off the energy, that electromagnetic field that has been picked up by society, by TVs, by books, through images, through other cultures, religions, emotional energy. We've come into this world and entered into a space where there is now this filter of perception that has been imposed upon us from the energies just in the world itself. Now, that was always intentional, because you came here to remember for yourself and to experience life to its fullest. In order to experience life to its fullest, that means all the energies have to exist, so that you have the free will choice to decide for yourself whether this is a good experience, a not so good experience, if this brings you love and harmony, or does that bring you love and harmony. Nobody else is going to decide that for you. Now, we've all been taught through conditioning what we're supposed to love and what we're supposed to not like, but we all receive that in different ways. And just because something is right for another doesn't mean that it is right for you. So they want you to be very well aware that you are the ultimate gift. Your opportunity to come into this existence, to spend this time here on earth for whatever you signed up for in your own personal journey, that is the gift in itself as well. And everything else that is out there is a manifestation of experiences to allow you to lovingly choose for yourself. So there's never any right or wrong. There's never any judgment from God, source, the creator, whatever those energies are that you bring into yourself and you acknowledge as your higher being, which is why this energy is so calm and non-judgmental. It is what it is. So allow yourself to remove any sort of expectations or any sort of even understanding on what it means to receive a gift, because we tend to want to go right to the material. And they're saying that even though that's an important part of your experience, that's not the truth of what it is we all need to know in this reading. So I have pulled out the 7 cards representing the 7 chakras. We will go through that journey one at a time, but we're going to start again by flipping over card number 8, or what would represent number 8 in the sequence of the reading itself. That infinity sign connecting the heavens and the earth and blending us all together as one to get the overall energy for what we need to understand as we step forward into lesson number 3, receiving gifts. And here we have the 2 of Michael. Oh my goodness, I just want to close my eyes and breathe in the overwhelming love from this card. Those unicorns are representation of purity, of knowing we come from pure source energy. The 2 is a relationship. You're human, your higher self, you're in this together. We are allowed to be perfectly imperfect, and we are guided at all times. Michael is that ability to pull through the energy of protection, encouragement, embodiment, strength, knowing that you are always surrounded by that higher form of communication. We have the blue there of the throat as well. So you're always getting messages. You're always in that relationship, that partnership with that higher self. And you are lovingly encouraged at all times to just remember your truth. Remember who you are. And as you're ready in that experience, start taking steps forward towards the path that you know to be your truth. The sun is always shining in behind you. You always have that power center, that light that is illuminating your way, but you will experience all of the different elements, all of the different seasons, all of the different cycles, because we are meant here to take that journey. We are not the gods, the goddesses, the deities, whatever you want to call it. We are human. So we came here to be human, and we came to learn through that human experience what it means to give and receive love. That is part of the journey. And that is why there is no true definition in what it means to receive gifts or to receive love and to give love. Love is already something that's in its purest form from spirit. But on a human perspective, the human level, every time we go within ourselves and we acknowledge that that is how we personally receive it, this is the vibrational energy coming in through that throat chakra, the higher heart that sits right in here, listening into the energy, being responsive instead of reactive, paying attention to the body sensations, paying attention to the mind sensations, paying attention to the environmental frequencies that are out there as well. That is all how we are all going to learn as a collective what it truly means to love and be loved, to give love and to receive love, because we all have our own vibrational frequency, and we're here to learn how in tune and how sensitive we are to each other by first removing our own layers and opening ourselves up to the full extent of, I am ready to receive the gift of love. I'm ready to respond to that and to trust that I am guided and protected at all times. So it is safe for me to do that. So let us go ahead and breathe in that beautiful energy of Archangel Michael. And if it feels right for you, invite that in to protect you from the front, the back, the four directions, both sides, tops and the bottoms. Let it embrace you in all of your existence so that you can go through this reading feeling that it is safe for you to open up the heart, open up the mind, and embody whatever is right for yourself. So we're going to go ahead and start right in the root center. We have been given 2 cards for today. Again, it's linking us right back to that partnership. We have the human, we have the higher self. We are meant to work in harmony with each other. That root chakra is the foundation. We have to feel that we are here and present on the earthly existence to then rise up in the higher vibrating energies, to tap into the wisdom, to tap into the guides, to help us journey through this course of life. So it all starts by taking a look at your needs. How safe do you feel? How secure do you feel? How much are you trusting in your ability to receive gifts? So our very first card in that partnership is coming to us in protection. And we have the King of Raphael. Now, Raphael is the healer, but what is really drawn to me right now is the Trident. The Trident is a tool that is often used to represent the power of 3. That is that mind, body, spirit connection, the Trinity, the Father, Son, the Holy Spirit, whatever it means to you. And it's very, very powerful energy. So I feel myself kind of fighting a little bit within the vibration of trusting in the worthiness of standing within that power of 3. Now, if you take a look at the reflection in the water, you're going to see representation of that higher self, that angelic, that etheric. It is spread out and is connected to all sorts of energies, a higher version of us that we typically want to see in a reflection. Now, I say want to see, and I very much feel the human coming forward in that, because we don't open ourselves up enough to understand that we have the properties of the gods, the goddesses, the angels, the higher beings. We don't see ourselves as worthy as they are. And they're here to tell us that there is no difference between their energies and what is inside of us, because they are a part of us. Now, to put this into a context that might be a little bit easier to understand, consider that you are one human, you are living within a community. That community lives within a town, a city, which is also a part of a province or a state or a country, and keep expanding beyond that and recognize that there are many, many humans living on what you call Earth. Now, if you rise yourself above the earth, well, now you are part of a universe, but you are one little ball of energy with many moving pieces in there that are all one. So if you are all one in that earthly experience, why are you not all one within the universe's experience? So if they have angelic energies that are out in the universe, in the earthly experience, why would that not also be within you? Why would it not also be within your sacred waters? We are 80% water. That is our genetic makeup. It runs in harmony throughout ourselves. So they want us to embrace the power of 3, of knowing that we have to trust in our mind, removing the blockages, removing the beliefs and the limitations that we place upon ourselves, tuning into our body. Where are we holding the tension? Where are we holding the resistance? Where is it that needs the healing so that we can rise up in our spirit and we can let down the guard? This can also be a guard that's standing in the way, blocking the truth of the light that is in the heart area, in the truth of you. So we are being asked with the power of Archangel Raphael, that healer, the heart healing energy, to really rise yourself up in the root and in the vibration of knowing that you are just as worthy and equal to as the higher vibrating energies. Everything needs to exist in order for there to be wholeness. Now, we all get the choice of deciding where are we going to reside on the spectrum of energies. Do we want to sit in the lower? Do we want to rise up to the middle? Do we want to shoot up to the higher? But we have all the potentials in there. What matters is that we do the clearing work, the purification work, the understanding of that emotional energy, the vibrational energies in there. We have to be the ones that shine a light on those waters. And that is very new energy to us. It is very young energy to us. So we're also here to understand that this is going to take some time and to be very gentle in your learning process. I'm going to read what it says at the bottom of the card. It says, yes, it is safe to trust. The ability to accomplish many things at once. Follow your creative passions. I'm also drawn to the two dolphins that were in there, but what I was seeing was actually felt like eels coming up from the water, and eels carry an electricity. So to know that the human eyes and the words are saying that it's dolphin, but to also have that connection to electromagnetic energy, the eel, the power to spark something, to get that creative energy up within the root of self, is also important for us to acknowledge. So what I'm feeling is, sometimes we get stuck in those stormy waters. We get really rooted and we get stuck into the mud and we can't rise ourselves up from all that turbulence. Well, they're telling us to remind ourselves of the energies that exist all around us at all times, and to allow that to spark our mentality that we are a part of that. I am a part of strength. I am a part of courage. I am a part of love. I am a part of innovation. I am a part of knowing that there are ways through this. Those electric impulses that are going to shoot through your mind by continuing the words of affirmation, spending that quality time with yourself to breathe into the heart of you, to calm down those waters, is really going to help you rise up in that power of 3 to embody today's message of understanding the language of love in the form of receiving gifts. So the other card for us in the root is also in protection, and this is the 4 of Ariel. Now, Ariel is the Archangel of love, and that number 4 is all about foundations. It's also knowing about the 4 directions, the 4 elements, the 4 seasons. There is a time and a place for everything. So we're not always here to be actively in the energy of go, go, go. We're also meant to be rejuvenating. We're meant to be shedding things away. We're meant to be planting new seeds. And then we're meant to go forward with the action step. So giving yourself love on your journey is going to help you to really embody the messages that are coming forward. Now it says on the bottom, when you give, you also receive. Being resistance to change. So that is coming to us in the protection, and extremes in how you spend or you save money. Now, when we look at the term of the love language, gifts, giving and receiving, and I'm just asking for some more clarity. So what I'm feeling with this is, when you look at the act of the love language of giving, we often tend to go towards material objects. We want to put something in our hand. We equate that with a value. Now, there is some blessings that come with that energy, because when we allow ourselves to connect to an object, a physical object, and we see that as a memory of a time spent with somebody else or a time spent with ourselves, It brings forward an experience. It generates a emotional reaction within that causes you to rise up and to reflect upon something that is loving. That is a beautiful gift. But they're also wanting to cautious that when you are constantly buying things because you're looking to fill something within you, then you're going to run into all sorts of problems of having the holes in your design. And what they mean by that is it's going to be surface healing. It's not going to resonate with you on the same frequency as if you are mindfully buying something because you are wanting to remember a certain event or you're wanting to express a certain emotion, and you are going to treasure that for a long time to come. If you are just buying something to buy something because it's obligatory, it's a birthday, it's Christmas, it's whatever society says you have to do something, but there is no energy behind that gift, that starts to really suppress you and hold you down under the weight of all of this material accumulation. So they're also saying, you know, when you give, you receive. So there is some energy right now that I'm feeling, and I'm having a little bit of difficulty trying to sort this all through, so bear with me. But what it almost feels like is there's this heaviness on the chest. And it feels like when you accumulate too much stuff, it becomes suppressive energy. When you hold on to things because you are afraid that if you get rid of the thing, you are going to get rid of the loved one. So this could translate to, you know, you're holding on to objects from spirit that have crossed over, loved ones that have crossed to the other side. And that tendency to hold so tightly onto the object is hurting the energetic relationship by honoring and knowing and trusting that that loved one is here with you right now. They're here with you as you go through your new experiences, as you go through your moments, as you go through your journey. So they're wanting to cut through sometimes that fear that we hold in our mental mind, that if we let go, we are going to lose it. And they're saying, no, when you let go of things, you are bringing in new opportunities to receive. And that is why Archangel Michael was coming in through so fiercely. You know, purify yourself, purify the energy, decide how do you want to show up in this world and what do you want to carry with you moving forward. What do you need that is really going to fulfill your heart space? And then when we do that healing, when you're letting down your guards and you're allowing yourself to really consider the value of certain things, emotional, physical, monetary, relationship-wise, is it serving your highest good? Is it serving the energetic properties that are going to rise you up? Or are you fiercely holding on to things because you are afraid that you are going to lose them, meaning there's some energy within you that needs to be addressed, because if it's meant to be yours, it's always going to come back. Now, I was reading something the other day, and they're reminding me to share this with you. And I believe this was in a lesson, spiritual teacher Corey Thorne. I'm going to call you out on this one with your beautiful gifts of sharing. And in those teachings, it was the reminder of all the money in the world could be distributed equally amongst the population. But you would find out in a relatively short period of time that the money would naturally flow back to a smaller percentage. It would go back to where it originally resided with. And what that means is not all of us have the correct attachment to money or feel the same kind of value to money or understand what we need to do with money. It's not energy that we have been taught. Now, when we look at the energy of giving and receiving, it means that you have to feel the worth within you that you deserve to have beautiful things, that you appreciate having beautiful things, that there is no lack out in the world for others to have beautiful things. And when you start shifting that consciousness and that awareness, that brings you back to that state of being, of understanding the law of attraction and taking full responsibility that you're here to take care of your electromagnetic field. You are here to work through your own mental journey, removing through those lacks, those barriers, those belief systems. So when you are stepping into the language of receiving gifts, they circle back to the question of, are you open to receiving? Are you open to fully receiving when somebody gives you a smile? Are you open to fully receiving when somebody opens a door for you and you walk through? Do you open up to that experience and appreciate, to the extent of its truth, that energy, that other person's gift of time, that gift of acknowledgement, that gift of value? Do you open yourself up to receiving, looking somebody in the eye and acknowledging their existence, instead of putting the head down when you walk past somebody? Are you open to receiving the act of truly giving another a gift by giving them something through the power of listening that you know really matters to them? Not something that you want to receive or something you feel that you would like, so another should like that as well, but really spending that quality of time and effort to know that this is exactly what this other person has been asking for. And you, in that act of giving it, is now meeting an energetic vibration of acknowledging you have heard them. Now they're bringing that forward because a lot of us that are going to be watching this recording are excellent at tuning into somebody else's needs and excellent in tuning into the energy and the thoughtfulness of giving gifts. But if you are not receiving to the same capacity, then your gift giving is also limited. So if you're feeling any sort of sensations in you, any sort of blockages, when somebody gives you something, or you're saying right off the bat, well, nobody ever acknowledges me, nobody ever gives me anything, they're saying, go back. Go back to remember all of the gifts that you've been given over the course of your lifetime. Maybe you're feeling a lack right now, but did you have that lack when you were younger? Has anybody ever picked a flower and handed it to you? Has anybody ever said a kind word to you? Has anybody ever complimented you on your hair or something that you are wearing? Has anybody ever told you that you did a good job? Did you ever receive a good mark in school on something that you were proud of? Did you ever stand up for yourself and in that moment know that that was the right thing to do? Those are all opening up to the gifts of receiving. The more you are open to that energy, the more then you're truly able to give the best of who you are. So it is very much a two-way street, and you have to balance out that energy, that partnership, by making sure that you are giving to yourself as much detailed time and attention and energy as you put into giving to somebody else. And do you tend to put yourself last? So when you go back to that whole concept of money, and money would be dispersed right back to its original source if it was all placed in our hands, if you were to take what you have and divvy it up equally among your family members per se, are you actually taking your share of the value? Or are you using your share to feed the others? So they're wanting to bring that out in a bigger context, and then to bring it back into understanding that there's areas inside each and every one of us in the root that is preventing us from fully opening up to knowing that money is unlimited. So to have healthy relationships with investing in yourself, watching where you are spending money. Are you bringing things in that are just shallow in their bandages, and they are hurting your ability to receive, because now your life is full of clutter, full of stuff that have no emotional attachment or value? And are you holding on to things that have what we're going to call dead energy, literally and figuratively, meaning that the individual that it represents is no longer here in physical form, and you are holding on to the object more than you are connecting with their spiritual essence? So perhaps it is time to clean house, to start the decluttering process, to use the items that you have in surplus as gifts to others, as a blessing, to know that somebody out there would be open and happy and excited to receive your gift. And what can you do by going through your home and decluttering yourself physically, emotionally, spiritually, to then offer that beautiful gift out into the world? We are going to take that now up into the sacral energy. We are hoping that this is going to unravel and tie together to make sense for everybody. But that sacral energy is very much about learning to create a new story, learning to plant the seeds of your todays, of your tomorrows, of changing those emotional waters, of detaching from that umbilical cord where those stories of lack have been seeping into, and learning to feed into that energetic connection, the energy that this is your time, this is your story, this is your belief system. And taking the wisdom of the ancestors and feeding into that umbilical cord connection now, the gratitude for the wisdom, the acknowledgement of the pain, the suffering, the struggles, but the awareness that that is not your truth. That is not your experience. It is very much what they had to experience, but it is not yours. So not carrying that forward any longer, but opening up to receiving gifts, receiving blessings, knowing the world is a beautiful place to be, using their strength and their wisdom to help guide you forward so that you do not carry on the same mistakes, the same mental barriers, the same closing of the heart because it experienced that heartbreak or that loss, but allowing it to unfold now into your time, your blessings, your experiences, and subjecting your kids to that same open energy so the next generations can be reminded that they too are here to follow their heart's journey. They are here to experience their own language of love, to have their own thoughts, their own impressions, their own energetic reminders in that relationship. So it's removing the stories, it's removing the judgments, it's removing the lack of anything and being open to the experience. So our card in there is the 5 of Raphael. Raphael is once again that healer. This is heart-centered healing in the sacral of us. 5 is the power of change, a commitment of change, walking forward, knowing you are the gift. Look at all of those open boxes on the floor. None of them matter as much as you, the individual. You are the gift. So it says on the bottom, everything happens for a reason. Release regret, embrace the opportunities for happiness, search for the silver lining. So when you are carrying your energy out into the world and you are acknowledging that some things are very unpleasant experiences, some things were really tough to get through, give yourself the grace of acknowledging that that is your truth. And in acknowledging that that is your truth, also look at how you overcame many, many obstacles in your journey, how you have all the ability to overcome the obstacles that are in front of you now, and open up to the wisdom of the lessons learned that are now here to support you in making decisions that are right for yourself, trusting in yourself, spending that quality time with yourself, to go back to lesson number 2, feeding yourself the words of affirmation, love language number 1. Keep that all going. It's all part of the cycle. We have all 5 love languages and then some. So remind yourself that these are all vibrational frequencies. They are all spectrums of light. What you want to do is to open yourself up to receive the gift of understanding as many vibrational frequencies of love as you can, to then know beyond know which ones resonate the strongest with you, but to also become very wise and very aware of how others also communicate their own love language. This is going to help you to step away from the emotional chaos. It's going to help you to step away from feeling that everything is personally about yourself when another is having a bad day and lashing out. And it's going to help you to stand forward in that confidence, that self-respect of not taking on or saying it's okay if somebody is giving you a gift that is not one you want to receive. We do not need a gift of bad emotional energy. You do not need a gift of guilt. You do not need a gift of feeling that remorseful thoughts that somebody else is making you feel because you did not meet their needs. So the healing journey starts with you getting really, really clear on your ability to change, getting really clear on the truth of your emotions, the truth of your situations, and then using the affirmations and the quality time with self to say, you know, how do I want to present this gift of myself, my time, my energy, my truth out into the world? What do I want to do to help make this a better place energetically for me? Because the energy is one that you are feeling. So when you change your electromagnetic field, that vibration, you're going to attract back the correct frequency for you. So embrace that beautiful power of change, that number 5. The lesson, that is also the star. You get to be the shining star when you're constantly in that process of being willing to change. It is a cycle. It is a season. It is ongoing. So acknowledge that you have the ability to do it. You've done it since birth because you've gone through being an infant, a baby, a toddler, an elementary school child, a teenager, an adult. You've gone through incredible processes of change. So you will get through this as well. Have faith in yourself. Use the words of affirmation. Spend the quality of time with you. Connect with your breath. Connect with your heart. Open yourself up to receiving the gifts from the universe, the gifts from within, the wisdom, the strength, the courage, the love, the assertiveness, whatever it is you need has to come in that mind, body, spirit balance for the spirit to rise you up, for you to be open to receiving the energy, the gift that is needed for you at this time. So we're going to breathe deep and we're going to rise up in that energy, pulling ourselves up right into the solar plex, right into the power center. We're being reminded that we are in the Archangel power to rose. This energy is here constantly for us, supporting you, encouraging you, walking with you. That 2 of Michael has not left your side since the beginning. Now, some of us may be familiar of the footprints in the sand poem, the talk of Jesus and the gentleman asking, Lord, why was it that during my hardest moments, there was only one set of footprints in the sand? And the Lord looked down and smiled and said, it was during those times that I carried you. So know that you are never alone. You are always in partnership with your guides. Whatever your belief system is, remind yourself of that support. You are not in this journey alone. So use it to strengthen your will. Breathe that into the power center of you. Use it to ignite your fire. We are going to get through this. And you can use that language because we is acknowledging you and your higher self, you and your soul self. That partnership, that language alone takes away the I'm all in this by myself. Start using the we. We will figure this out. We will get through it. We will come to our clarity. We have all the gifts we need. We have all the potential we need. We have all the courage we need. Speak the language to include your partnership. We have been given new beginnings, higher awareness, all the purple in that is that intuitive self. When you connect that to your solar plex, that willpower, and you rise yourself up and you acknowledge that you have guides, you have a team, you have a whole council of energies that are there fighting for you, supporting you, loving you, guiding you. They will help you navigate through any obstacle to find your way. So remind yourself that this is a new beginning for me. This is my chapter in my story. I am not my ancestors. I am not my past. I am this new version of myself that is unfolding, the one that is open to remembering the gifts, open to removing the conditioning, open to discovering the beauty in the world, open to listening to the guidance, to treating that relationship like a partnership, to have the conversations all the time, to know that I am loved, to be open to receiving the gift of love, the gift of guidance, the gift of rising myself up vibrationally. It says on the bottom, starting a new life, finding your purpose, a forgiving and compassionate review of the past. And that is where you take the journey that has gotten you to this point in time and you acknowledge the incredible strength and the incredible wisdom and the incredible lessons that you have learned. And you take those gifts from those lessons, from that wisdom, to help support you making your decisions for the future. You use that to know when you need to stop and pause and reach for help. You take that wisdom and knowing when your body is feeling out of harmony and you're being asked to calm it down, to take the step back, to take some time for you. If you're feeling too much fire rise, bring in the cooling breath. Pull in the opposite element. If you are feeling dizzy and scattered and unsure of yourself, plant your feet on the earth. Ground yourself. Give yourself the grace of time to center into being fully human, fully present in this earthly journey. When you connect to your human and you connect to your breath and you connect to the way your body's talking to you, then and only then can you travel inside, inwards, to connect with the truth of your soul, your higher self. We always go like this, your higher self, but it is really to acknowledge that your mind is the filter that is blocking that energy, that awareness of coming within, of connecting within. Everything you need is inside of you. You are the gift. Be open to receiving that which is in your highest good. Be open to receiving the solution to your problem. Be open to receive the signs that your body gives you to let you know if this is something right for you or if it's something that is not in your highest good. Be open to understanding if there is pain and tension in your body. Be open to receiving love, light, healing for those places of discomfort. Be open to hearing the loving truth that your guides are sending your way when something is just not working out for you, or you're in a relationship that is toxic for you, you're in a job that's no good for you. Be open to the loving truth of this isn't working. It is time to let go. It is time for a new beginning. Lean in to know how guided and loved you are. Don't run from the light. Let yourself sit in it. Let yourself trust in your intuitive abilities. Let yourself have the grace of knowing that every day you get a new beginning, a new gift of life. In fact, every time you take a new breath, that is a gift of connection right there. When we no longer have breath, we no longer have life. So each and every breath is a gift of life. Pay attention to how you're breathing. Pay attention to if it is flowing through your whole body or if it is shallow. If it is shallow, breathe into it. What do I need? Spend that quality time with you. Use the words of affirmation. Make sure that you are treating yourself as the most precious gift. We move that now into the beautiful heart center. Here we're given another card in protection. We have the Page of Ariel. We have love coming in through us again. Look at all the books in that library. An opportunity to have come to earth as the school of learning. The grace of allowing ourselves to learn, to acknowledge that we are going to make mistakes, and that is okay. We don't have to have all the answers. We don't have to have all the wisdom. We are here to learn from the experience, and we're going to have many, many experiences. So they're wanting you to relax the mind. Trust in yourself, trust in your body. Don't be afraid to open up your heart and immerse yourself into new experiences. Yes, you have received heartbreak at certain times of your life, but that doesn't mean that all other people that you meet are going to cause you the same heartbreak. But yet we tend to have the same guards up in place, preventing us from fully immersing ourselves into the experience. We assume that other people are going to always hurt us. We don't allow ourselves to go back to certain places because that's always painful to me. But what if people change? What if circumstances change? What if you've changed? What if you are now strong enough to trust in your intuition, to know that everybody deserves a new beginning, to release the old stories, to go into it with an open mind of, I'm going to trust my body's ability to feel and to sense if something's not right. And I'm going to trust in my wisdom and my ability to make the decision to leave or to say no or to put up a boundary. But I'm not going to let the fear stories of the past prevent me from fully living my life, of walking this journey, of learning more and more about what it means to love and be loved. So our message is an excellent opportunity will be offered to you. Scholarships or the pursuit of education, time to get to work. And at the top it says reliable, clever, educated, balanced. 4 words, linking us back to the other card from Ariel. 4 words to really lean into. We want to read those again so that you can breathe them into yourself with the power of I am. And I am relates to you. You are the I am. I am reliable. I am clever. I am educated. I am balanced. Giving yourself permission to learn, to experience, to try. That's all that's asked of you. So breathe into those 4 affirmations, those 4 pillars down in the root of yourself. When you are afraid to open up, let yourself see every experience as a new opportunity to discover what is going to unfold. Don't go in with any expectations or any judgment or any fear stories. Be open to turning a new page. Be open to having a new start. Be open to experiencing this version of you that you have never been before. Be curious about it. So we're taking that energy now, we're moving it right up into the throat center. This is our forms of expression, how we allow ourselves to be heard, how we in turn hear others. Important energy. We're getting another card in protection here, and here we have the 8 of Ariel. Well, we started off the reading using the 8th card, which was that connection to the heavens and the earth, the upper and the lower, knowing that everything is infinity, everything flows, everything joins together. So here's another message from Archangel Ariel, the love. We have another gentleman there reading a book, learning, exploring, not criticizing himself for the journey, but knowing he's got to start at one place, travel the way up, grab the knowledge of the wisdom, travel it back down to clear away some of the false beliefs or the mindsets or the fears. It says, take great pride in your excellent work. So notice your strengths, focus on your strengths. Practice makes perfect. We are not here for perfection. So when you make a mistake, acknowledge it. Reward yourself for acknowledge it, for catching that old behavior, for catching that moment, and then allow yourself the grace of knowing, I'm going to learn from this experience. I'm going to put it into me as the wisdom. I'm going to rise up. I'm going to acknowledge myself for a job well done. I'm going to focus on all the strengths from what just occurred, and I'm going to build on my strengths. It also says, consider getting additional education or training. So there are times where most definitely you're going to need some help. Using the power of the voice means you're not afraid to say, I don't understand that. Can you please repeat it? Can you please clarify it? Can you give me a little bit more information on that? Can you give me your perspective of that? I'm hearing a certain tone and I feel that it means this, but can you let me know if that is actually what you intended? It is allowing yourself to not pass any judgments, to be willing to be the student. Everything is a new experience. We all have energy attached to words. What means one thing to me might mean something totally different to you. Based on our past histories, based on tones of voice, some of us get really uptight when we hear a higher level of a voice, anything that sounds to be critical, anything that sounds to be like it is of authority, or it's going to be judging. For others, they may not be so concerned by that. They might find that as, ooh, I really like to have a debate. I like it when I have some of that energy come in because then I can debate it. I can play with it. I can have some fun with it. So for each and every one of us, tone is a different experience. Words are a different experience. Don't assume that you know the truth of what somebody is expressing, whether it's through their body language, their tone, or their words. Make sure that you are allowing yourself to be the student by asking in a loving way. Can you please clarify? This is where the power of paraphrasing comes in. Repeating what you believe you heard and asking the other if that is what they intend to say. And they're either going to change it around because now they've heard it and that's not what they wanted to express, but they didn't quite have the vocabulary to do so in the beginning. or they're going to affirm for you, yes, that is exactly what I meant. So now you have the clarity. And because you have the clarity, well, now you can step back, you can take that breath, you can spend that quality of time to see, well, how does that resonate with me? You can use those words of affirmation that go back to, I am reliable, I am clever, I am educated, I am balanced. I don't have to react to the energy. I can respond from my truth. I can receive my gifts of grace and compassion and understanding and wisdom to then respond appropriately using the language of love to best suit the situation, hearing the clarity of the higher guidance. So we're going to take that energy up now. We're going to bring it right into the third eye. This is your higher intuition, seen beyond the human eyes. This is getting into that solution-based thinking, creative energy, potential, inspiration, true wisdom. There is so much there that is unknown, and that is the beauty. Because it is unknown, it has untapped potential. So just imagine all the things that it could be. So here we have a card coming to us right side up. We have the 6 of Michael. Look at him on the boat, victorious, not afraid to rise above the emotional waters, not afraid to find balance. I take that 6 and I see it as 2, 2, 2, 3 2s, a confirmation again of mind, body, spirit balance. That 2 representing the partnership between you and your higher self. We are in the year 2022. That is a balance year, a partnership year. So this is your ability. You have it inside of you. They're also pulling in the yellow there of that solar plex, reminding yourself of new beginnings. You don't have to drown in the same old story. You don't have to drown in all those obstacles. You can reach up and out for help to be guided above the emotional storm. Archangel Michael came in at the beginning of the reading. The partnership, have faith, know you are protected, know you are not navigating this by yourself. You are so deeply anchored and rooted in. Now it says it's the light at the end of the tunnel. There's solutions. When you break through all that and you open up to receive your gifts, there's solutions. There's light at the end of the tunnel. Breathe a sigh of relief. Make new plans. Relocation, travel. This is shifting your energy, shifting your perspective, knowing that you are in partnership. There's a little dog in there as well. Dogs are loyalty, companionship. When you are loyal to you and you trust in yourself and you trust in your body's ability to communicate and you trust in your ability to receive the wisdom, to receive the guidance, to receive instruction, to be calm, to step out of the chaos, to not resort to energies that are not serving you. Beautiful, beautiful awareness of the power of now tapping into the higher potential, of seeing the way, because you are out of that emotional turbulence. So we're going to take that and we're going to rise it even higher. We're going to bring it right up to the crown now, right up to the highest awareness for us in this reading, opening us up even further. What can we say to help us all receive the energy of what it means to receive gifts? What can we feel in our bodies to help us receive the message? What will we just know? And what will we experience in our own journeys? Here we have the 5 of Michael. 5 is the power of change. and breathing that in, because change is a beautiful process. It is literally a cleansing, a clearing of letting go what does not serve you to then receive the gifts that do. This is the decluttering of the mind, decluttering of the body, decluttering of the environment, holding on to those things that are going to bring you true happiness and joy. The gifts that you want to embody to carry with you forward in this lifetime. The gifts that are going to support this version of yourself, that are going to walk you towards the light. Knowing that at all times you have Archangel Michael walking by your side, literally sweeping house, cleaning house for you. It says at the bottom, this situation doesn't serve you. Release your attachment to the outcome. Consider taking a more uplifting approach. This brings us right back to the mind. We filter everything. This is where we receive the gifts, is right here. If we are having limiting thoughts, if we are having thoughts that are a lack of, or we don't deserve that, we can't do it, this is just too hard, clear it away. Go back to giving yourself a new start, a new beginning. Stop, pause, reach up to the guides. Reach up for their help. When you are hitting barriers, that is the human trying to control. We are being asked to have a partnership, to work with our guides, to know that we are on this journey together. That is receiving the gift. You are not traveling this journey alone. You are a partnership. So be open to acknowledging the partnership, being open to receiving the gifts they are bestowing upon you each and every moment of each and every day. Allow yourself to bask in the light, to bask in the love, to go back to what you've already learned with your words of affirmation. Don't stop that. It is creating new neural pathways within your mind so that you can rise up and out of those emotional waters and those old mindsets that keep you trapped. It is an ongoing commitment, and that is where you have to have the willpower of each and every day is a new day. Each and every experience is a new experience. Each and every energetic encounter is a new energetic encounter. So you have to constantly reaffirm to your mind, I can figure this out. I can call in my help. I am doing a great job. I am so proud of myself for being aware of that energy. I am so proud of myself for catching that moment. I'm so proud of myself for saying no. I'm so proud of myself for recognizing that that does not serve my highest good. I am so proud of myself for stepping back and not engaging in energy that is not my truth. I'm so proud of myself for not defending myself because I know the truth and I don't have to convince anybody else. That power of the mind is huge. Do not forget your first love language. The building block number 1, words of affirmation. Combine that with the quality time, spending time getting to know you. Yes, we would all love to receive gifts from others. Yes, we would all like to win the lottery, live that lifestyle of the rich and famous. But do you treat yourself like that? Do you treat yourself as a winner? Do you treat yourself as being open to receiving many, many gifts and blessings? Or is there inner work that you need to do first by being a gift to yourself through the gift of quality time to get really clear on what is it that you truly need versus what you want because you think it's a quick solution, such as all the material objects out in the world that then clutter our homes and our hearts and our minds and deplete the bank account? What is it that you truly need? What is it that will help you feel rich and successful? What does that even look like? What do you want in that version of it? That is where the quality of time gets to be so essential. And when you have that picture, then it is stepping into receiving the gift of knowing you are responsible for creating that. You are responsible for taking the action steps towards it. You are responsible for breathing in and reaffirming to yourself that you deserve it. You are responsible for knowing that when you face an obstacle and a challenge, and you most certainly will, that you have the conviction and the power to step back and open up to the guides and say, I'm ready to face this, because with you, all things are possible. That is receiving the gifts. Open to knowing and having unconditional love and faith and belief in self. And when you have unconditional faith and belief in self, you are a part of the whole. So you are also having unconditional faith in the guides, in God, source, the creator, whatever that is. When you don't have faith in you, you're also saying to them, I don't have faith in you either. So breathe into the truth of that. When you open yourself up to receive, you are also giving back. I believe in you. I have faith in you. I know there is something beyond myself. I know that there is unlimited potential. That is the true gift. So know that you are worthy of receiving. Open yourself up to having some fun with experimenting with that. Become aware of how you are receiving gifts. Be aware of what kind of gifts that there are in each and every day. Start journaling that down. Start feeding it into your mind. Start reprogramming yourself so that you are aware of how many gifts you truly do receive that you haven't put any energy towards acknowledging, or we tend to take for granted, or we were blocked to seeing because we were feeding a different story of what a gift should look like. So there's some beautiful, beautiful, gentle energy this week. There's a lot of cards here. We had 3 from Archangel Michael, the power of 3. You also had 3 from Ariel, the power of 3. We have 2 from Archangel Raphael, the healer. And New Beginnings is Archangel Jeremiel. There is a lot of support here, a lot of belief within self, and a lot of encouragement to just keep going. Take it one step at a time. It's not about getting to the end. It's not about a race. It's literally savoring each and every breath, each and every gift of this human life you have been gifted, and allowing the journey to unfold as it's meant to be. As you change, so does the journey. So don't get so stuck on what you feel it should look like. Let it be creative energy. Let it evolve over time. Let yourself experience the magic and the wonders that there are in this world when you truly open yourself up to the power of love. We are sending you all much, much love, much, much blessings. Know that you can always go back and listen to these recordings at any time. There was lots of messages in this one and in the ones that have already unraveled, and we are sure that there's going to be many more in the next 2 to come. Namaste to all of you. Take care.